We're now going to spend some time talking about well-being. Looking after yourself is important when you're working, whether this is face-to-face with your work colleagues or virtually. When working from home, it can be easy for boundaries to blur between work and personal life. It's natural and okay to feel anxious and uncertain in a new role, as well as excited. Add to this the questions about what the future will bring after the COVID pandemic, and it's important to ensure that you take care of your well-being so that you can be the best that you can be at work. What does well-being mean to you? You might want to take a few minutes to think through your answer. The Oxford English Dictionary tells us that well-being is the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. There are several different types of well-being, including physical, mental, and financial. So what do we mean by these? Physical well-being. This is not just the absence of disease, but includes the lifestyle behaviours that you adopt to ensure that you remain physically healthy. Mental well-being. So this is emotional, psychological, and social well-being, which help determine how we handle stress. Financial well-being. This is how we feel about the control we have over our financial future and our relationship with money. So why is well-being important in the workplace? It's good for employees and for the organisation. It helps employees cope well with too much stress. While too little stress can lead to boredom and depression, too much can cause anxiety and poor health. Well-being creates a positive working environment, and it increases employees' commitment to work for the organisation. You might want to take a few minutes to think of any other reasons. Be confident enough to share both the good things and the challenges you're experiencing through virtual working. It will help you and others too. Many companies have introduced online social events, for example, quizzes and games nights, to encourage employees to interact with each other. If they haven't, you can put it forward as a suggestion. Providing an opportunity to communicate and connect with each other within and outside of work is extremely important and shouldn't be underestimated. So what do you think might be some of the active steps you could take to remain healthy whilst working virtually? Take a few minutes to think through some of these. Here are some hints and tips to help you focus on looking after yourself. Keep to your usual routine. Make sure you get a good night's sleep each night. Create a daily routine with goals to keep your mind focused. Create a comfortable workplace and try to only work in this space to maintain the separation between home and work. Maintain contact with your colleagues. Decide which method of communication works best for you all. Try to talk face-to-face on video where possible, but think about how you're dressed and what is behind you to feel more connected. Talk about personal things, not just work matters, like you would do if you were in the office. Take regular breaks. It's easy to remain glued to your screen. Have a tea, coffee, soft drink. Take a walk at lunchtime. Look after your physical health. Take some time to do daily exercise, either outdoors or indoors, and make sure you eat healthy meals. Remember to switch off. Don't feel the need to check your work emails outside working hours. Log out of your computer and focus on your personal activities. Take the time to reflect. Spend a few minutes at the end of the day thinking about what you have achieved. Remember, what you're doing matters. Remember too that you're not alone. Many others may be feeling uncertain and perhaps isolated. Don't forget your support network at work, and don't be afraid to reach out to your colleagues and your line manager for support if you need it. Take the opportunity now to hear again from the group of young people at Phoenix Group about what support they've received whilst they've been working virtually. This will be the third video link sent to you by your teacher. The video lasts about 3 minutes.
Tell me a little bit about the support that you got from your manager or from your team at work. How did that help kind of transitioning to remote working?
Well, I don't necessarily have a team as much, but I know the department that I'm in have been really helpful with kind of sending out resources and comms across the department. If anyone's struggling with work, anything from work to mental health, anything like that, there's been information of who you can contact and everything. So it's not like you're ever stuck by yourself. You've got someone to go to, whether that wants to be inside of work or outside of work. They do give you the resources and kind of help to do that.
We're talking about as well, again, connecting with others in your team, how often you were in touch with people in your team?
Oh, well, we usually try and have a team meeting every week, which can usually get pushed back or cancelled just due to people being off or too busy, the workload's too busy. So I think trying to communicate as well, like not just work-wise, but just even having a chat with your whole team, I think that's good for you, so that then you don't feel isolated.
And you touched on something there, Amy, about kind of well-being and mental health. Like obviously it's a real challenge having to work from home in some aspects, because like you were saying, we're all missing the people we work with and the people we're working around, and having that chat by the coffee machine. Amy, I think you mentioned, do you have daily calls?
Yeah, so me and also, like I mentioned, I don't have a team, but me and both of my managers, depends who I'm working for that day, but whoever it is, we do have a quick 15 minutes, whether that be at 8, 8:15, just a short 15 minutes. Sometimes it goes over, sometimes it doesn't. It's just to have a wee chat normally. We briefly run over kind of what I've got to do for the day and what I've been doing and everything, but it's mainly just to have a wee chat, the interactions you would have got in the office.
It's just nice
So
to touch base.
Important to keep that, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And how have you, we talked about it as well, how the online meetings compared to sitting around a meeting table at work or joining those, obviously, we've talked about the distractions and all the rest. So we thought this might be a good example to show people and show the students in S5 and S6 that this is the new meeting room, which is online. I think a lot of students might be well familiar with this, because there's a lot of people are using Teams and Zoom and various different apps to be able to do things like this. So we thought this might be a good way of illustrating how meetings are happening. So that kind of wraps up, I think, all we're going to talk about. First off, thank you to you guys for contributing to this. It's much appreciated. And from all of us here to anybody who's watching this, we hope you found this useful. Bye for now.
So let's have a look at the support available to you. During the COVID pandemic, many employees have found they really enjoy working from home, but there are those who are really clear that it doesn't work for them. So what can you do if you feel that way? There are a wealth of support mechanisms available for you, whether you feel you need some support or whether you're just interested in finding out more about what we've discussed today. At work, your manager, mentor or buddy is there to support you, and some larger companies also have employee assistance programs with wellbeing professionals whom you can talk with in confidence. Other companies can arrange for you to have a welfare desk in an office location, depending on the government guidance in place. Outside work, you can talk to family and friends, someone you trust. The Samaritans offer emotional support 24 hours a day, and the Young Scot website has a lot of material to support mental well-being. The Developing the Young Workforce Mind Tools microsite is another great source of support. You will have received the link to this as part of these virtual working sessions. There are a number of really useful materials on this site to help you. So let's have a look at what we've covered in this session. We've looked at what wellbeing means and the different types of wellbeing. We've talked about why wellbeing is important in the workplace. We've spent time thinking about what you can do to remain healthy whilst working virtually. And we've worked through some hints and tips around how to maintain your wellbeing. And we've reviewed what support is available to you. It's estimated that by 2025, 70% of the global workforce will be working virtually at least 5 days a month. Having completed these sessions, learning about virtual working, you should hopefully feel more confident about preparing for and starting work virtually. It can be fun. Why don't you share what you've learnt with your friends and help them to be prepared too?